So I run MattDoesDesign, and my main focus is on world building, on level design, on interaction, and now building metaverse spaces, which I've done for the last year. So I'd like to talk about basically my journey, my experience with building in the metaverse, how it started, how it's going, and at the end I will show you guys a brand new space from a collaboration with Coldie. So this will be a brand new world exclusive. I'll show you at the end. So I'll just go into my background a little bit. So I worked in AAA, as Ty said, and most recently as lead level designer on Cyberpunk 2077, which, if you know the project, was kind of stressful. It was a bit of a traumatic experience towards the end of the development and the release. So about 6 months after that project came out, I decided, you know what, I can deal without this. And so I just took some time off, and I was thinking, well, I'll just do nothing for a while and see what happens and see where I go. And that was now over a year ago. And in that year, I've been kind of busy, and I'm going to show you what I've been busy with. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I didn't end up doing nothing. I did quite a lot. And that all started with building for the Filecoin Forum Build-a-thon. So when I left CD Projekt, I had this kind of idea of, well, I'm going to make some YouTube content, maybe. And I basically just started with a post, even just make some content about level design. I started with this post. about some before and after pictures of work that I'd done on Cyberpunk, and it got picked up by a few places, and it just happened to get picked up by Matt Hurl, who's sat over there, and he sent me a mail and said, hey, do you want to come build for this kind of build-a-thon? And I didn't really know what the metaverse was, but I thought, okay, I'll do it, and if nothing else, I can just get some footage from that and cut it together into a video. And it just so happened that I won that competition, and it set me off on an amazing journey. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and it really just started this whole thing, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't do that. And after I did that, Mona offered me a chance to build the Coldie gallery. So this was a collaboration with Coldie to build a space for his decentralized drop. And it was cool. It was really cool to work with him. And this has been one of the great things over the last year, is that I've been able to collaborate with some amazing people on some really creative projects and basically, yeah, explore the limits of what you can do in virtual spaces. And yeah, working with Coldie was great. And in general, just working for myself as opposed to being employed was just such a pleasant change for me. It made life so much better. I was not working like 12 hours a day for 2 years. I was just working on stuff when I felt like I needed to work on stuff. So yeah, it was really awesome to be able to do that and to be able to work on a bunch of interesting projects like this one and like the Async project, which is here. And I feel like with all of this, is basically like Fractillion said, that it's a huge learning process. Every single thing that I've done in this has been, I didn't know what I was doing before I started, and I just tried something and it failed, and then I tried it again and it failed, and I tried it again and it sort of worked a little bit. So I just kept going along that path, and all of this is like gained knowledge over the last year by just trying, just doing, and the platform is great because it allows you to do that, and the community is great. These people right here are great for helping. So yeah, with all of this, just trying to push the boundaries of what's possible. And I think that the best example of that I can show you is the most recent work that I finished, which is this space for Coldie's new collection. So what's really exciting about this space for me, and which is slightly different to any of the other work that I've done, is that this is like highly conceptual in a way that is really great. I mean, Coldie's great for that kind of thing. So the idea behind this is that he set out his decentralized drops, and for his collectors, if they decided to destroy 5 of their pieces, they would get something in return. At the time, they didn't know what they would get in return, but they get something in return. And 20 people decided to destroy 5 of his artworks. And so this space is about that journey. It's about the kind of the death of those pieces and then the rebirth into another form. So what I really like about this is the fact that this space, I feel, can kind of enhance the artwork or augment the artwork in a different way, like a more experiential way in the metaverse. So what you see here is this canyon. We're on the moon, obviously. This is, Coldie's space. He loves being on the moon. And we run down this canyon into the darkness. This is our hero's journey, Fractillions. This is our abyss right here. So we enter into the darkness. We don't know what we're going to see. And then we have the light at the end of the tunnel. So this represents like the death or the rebirth. And we transition into this chamber, which is all of the destroyed pieces. So every single piece here was destroyed. It no longer exists. And this is like in memory of all of these pieces. And we can physically do our ascension as the pieces did. If we stand here in the middle, we will start to ascend. So we're ascending up into a UFO, obviously, because, again, Coldie likes to use UFOs in his work. So, yeah, riffing on that. And we ascend into this cloud-like landscape with all the ascended pieces. So these are all the pieces of artwork that were given for the 5 destroyed. And these are obviously like 3D, designed to be viewed in VR. And yeah, I think this is what how I see the future of the metaverse going. Basically, pushing the platform to its limits in ways which you can't do in other mediums. So you couldn't do this gallery in any other medium, I don't think. And you can basically do things better here than you could in any other form. And I think we'll end up doing much more of that in the future. It's definitely what I want to do in the future with the metaverse. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say, really. Yeah, thanks very much. So apparently I've got a few minutes. If anyone wants to ask a question, then shoot. So the question was it built in Unity? Yes. So that's a Mona tool called the player property volume, where you can set the gravity to be whatever you want. So that is setting the gravity to be like lower and lower and lower, and you float up, basically. Yeah. There's one other cool thing I can show you in this space. So we've got another question? Where? Oh, hey. Can other 3D assets be imported? Yeah. By what 3D assets? Yeah. So this is just on the Mona platform. So you can use whatever avatar that you want to use in this. You can create your own avatar. You can use the Ready Player Me system. This avatar belongs to Mr. MetaGeist here. This is his custom-made avatar. You can import 3D assets as artifacts here, which can have links on them, which can take you to other places. Yeah, so it's open for that. One thing I want to show you here is this other transition. So this space is connected to the existing Coldie space. So this all exists in one big Coldie world. So yeah, cool. Any other questions before I disappear? No? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.